We were told AI would make life easier. The machines would handle the boring, repetitive stuff. And we would be free to do more meaningful, creative work. Cut to the reality of 2026. Work feels heavier than ever. Our brains feel cluttered. And despite using tools that can summarize a 100-page document in seconds, many of us are ending the day even more exhausted than we did before AI even existed. Welcome back to the Mentor Talk YouTube channel. Today, I'm going to talk about something that is quietly becoming a full-blown workplace crisis. Something researchers are calling AI brain fry. Yes, AI brain fry. And it is a problem that is getting worse by each day. Let's start with what this actually feels like. Imagine having a dozen browser tabs open in your head, all of them fighting for attention. You're not physically tired, but your mind feels crowded, noisy, and static. That is how one senior engineering manager described it to researchers very recently. This isn't just anecdotal. A major study published in the Harvard Business Review surveyed nearly 1,500 US workers and found that approximately 14% of employees have experienced what researchers define as mental fatigue that results from excessive use of interaction with and or oversight of AI tools beyond one's cognitive capacity. Yes, beyond one's cognitive capacity. They gave it the perfect name, AI brain fry. And here is who is getting fried the most. Marketing professionals, software developers, HR teams, finance workers, and of course, IT and legal professionals lead the pack. But wait, because it gets deeper here. The same study found that intent to leave the company rose by nearly 10% among those reporting AI brain fry. And decision fatigue jumped by a staggering 33%. Which for large companies can translate into millions of dollars lost in poor decision making or outright paralysis. This is not a minor annoyance. This is, according to me, a major business risk. Now, here is where things get counterintuitive. How can a tool designed to boost productivity actually make us more exhausted? That's the question. The answer is a phenomenon called the productivity paradox. Yes, note it down. The productivity paradox. Let me give you an example from the data. Research from MIT and Stanford economists found that generative AI tools increased productivity among customer support workers by 14% on average. That is real efficiency. But here is the catch. When the work speeds up, organizations don't usually return the saved time to the employees, do they? I don't think so. It has never happened. They raise expectations instead. If a report that once took 4 hours can now be produced in one. The reward is not necessarily 3 reclaimed hours. One analysis noted it may simply be 3 more reports, faster turnaround times, or, of course, a larger workload. Economists call this pattern, if I'm pronouncing it correctly, Jevons Paradox. Jevons Paradox. When something becomes more efficient and cheaper to produce, demand for it rises. In the workplace, when writing, planning, communication, or analysis become faster, businesses simply ask for more of it. More proposals, more updates, more content. And that's what is happening. Everything is getting cluttered. So, what is the result of all this? AI reduces friction while simultaneously increasing volume. But wait, there is another layer to this paradox. A randomized, controlled trial of experienced developers found that AI users were actually 19% slower than non-AI users, despite believing they were 24% faster. Think about that for a moment. AI is making us more productive. Undoubtedly, in some contexts. It is making us productive in some contexts and less productive in others. But across the board, it is making us feel busier than ever. That's a matter of fact now. The EY Annual Work Reimagined survey of 15,000 workers, Ernst & Young survey, workers across 29 countries, found that nearly 2/3 of participants believed their workload had increased significantly in the past 12 months. We have more assistants than ever. Yes, in the form of AI tools. But we have less room to breathe. Let's talk about why this happens in our brains. Why this happens. The most draining aspect of using AI is not the typing of the clicking, or typing, beg your pardon, not the typing or the clicking. It is the oversight. The constant need to supervise AI tools, check outputs for errors, and mentally switch between your own thinking and the AI suggestions. A separate HCI survey found that 32% of people report that guiding or reworking AI prompts feel mentally taxing. 29% said switching between their own ideas and AI generated suggestions make it harder to stay in flow. 24% reported that even brief AI sessions can leave their mind feeling cluttered or overstimulated. Well, this is the hidden cost of automation. AI does not simply replace effort. In many roles, it shifts effort from doing the work to monitoring the work. Again, that's a matter of fact you must have experienced yourself. And that kind of vigilance, according to me, is mentally very expensive. A 2025 study published in Sage journals involving 500 participants found that long-term AI use was significantly associated with mental exhaustion, attention strain, and information overload, with a correlation coefficient of R equal to 0.905, which is extremely high in social science terms, beg your pardon. Meanwhile, a Microsoft Research and Carnegie Mellon University study found that people who regularly accept unverified AI results tend to experience a decline in independent reasoning ability after a short period of time. Yes, it plays with your brain. It reduces your brain power. The machines aren't making us dumber. Exactly. I don't think we're getting dumber. But they are training us to stop practicing critical thinking. And over time, that is functionally, the same thing. Here is where I want to get a little uncomfortable. Younger generations are paying a unique price. Yes, we have to be mindful of that. Recent research found that frequent AI usage correlates negatively with critical thinking skills. And younger individuals aged 17 to 25 exhibit the highest dependence on AI, scoring significantly lower on critical reasoning assessments compared to older generations, which is not a good thing at all. And at the same time, frontline data shows that 85% of Gen Z workers report feeling burned out in 2025 compared to 54% of baby boomers. And here is the twist. Even as the burnout rises, Gen Z's enthusiasm for AI is collapsing. Yes. Let me back this up with data. Data from Gallup GSV Ventures and the Walton Family Foundation shows that Gen Z's excitement about AI has dropped 14% points in just about 1 year. Hopefulness has decreased 9 points. Anger has risen 9 points. And while 56% of Gen Zers still believe AI can speed up work, that number is down 10 percentage points, 10 percentage points down from 2025. They see what is happening. They are living it. They are experiencing it. So what is the way out? First, I feel organizations need to stop treating AI as a volume multiplier. It's not a volume multiplier or multiplier. Efficiency gains cannot simply be reinvested into more work. Second, individuals need to practice what researchers call cognitive sovereignty. Intelligent AI users don't immediately trust the first answer. They use AI as the starting point of a process, not the end point. They question, they request explanations. They compare multiple perspectives. By and large, concluding this lecture, some practical strategies from the research also I want to share with you. I would say take intentional breaks from digital engagement. HCI survey data shows that respondents commonly associate recovery with reduced input, breaks, and periods of disconnection rather than continued interaction. I would also advise, in practical terms, set clear digital boundaries. Avoid over-dependence on AI. Intentionally take time to think creatively and independently. In terms of practical advice, I also feel that use AI for repetitive tasks, which reduces stress. But be cautious when supervising multiple systems simultaneously, which increases mental strain sharply. And here is a final thought worth sitting with. Yes, in my experience, in my random advice, Gartner recently predicted that 50% of companies that cut headcount due to AI will rehire staff to perform similar functions by 2027. Be mindful. Be prepared. The machines are not as ready as we thought they were. But neither, it seems, are we. So here is the question I am leaving you with today. The question. We built AI to serve us, but somewhere along the way, we started serving it. Don't you think we are becoming its slave? If you have felt the brain fry, you are not broken. You are not falling behind. You are experiencing the collision between human biology and technological acceleration. A collision the data now confirms is real, measurable, and worsening. The question is not whether to use AI. The question is whether you will use it or let it use you. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next episode in next 2 or 3 days. Until then, best wishes to you. Good luck. And of course, God bless you all. God bless you all. Thank you.